Hi, Somen. So let's do a quick tutorial. We are going to do how to make a shirt collar. It's very simple and it will not take your time. So let's start. The first thing you need to do, I've already made my shirt, is remaining the collar. So I'm going to fold the neck of the shirt. Make sure it's equal. You're now going to measure it. Fold it into two. Please don't stretch it when you're measuring it. Just calm down and measure it. Look at what I'm doing, and I will get the half. Mine is 9 inches. Do you understand? So I'm going to take a piece of paper, fold it into two, and impute the exact width I got for my shirt on fold. The paper too will be on fold because when we're measuring it, the shirt is on fold. So you are now going to come up by half an inch. I'm doing the collar stand first. So you're now going to divide that 9 inches divided by 2. I got 4.5. Do you understand? So you're going to get the midpoint. So you're now going to take your curved rule. From that point you come down by came up by half an inch, connect it to that midpoint. So from there now you're now going to get the height of your collar stand. So for me, I'm using 1 inch for my collar stand. So please note where I'm measuring the 1 inch. I came from where I came up, the midpoint and the edge, the folded edge. So I'm just going to connect it together. This is basically my collar stand. You can cut it like that. However, I want the edge of the collar stand to be curved. So what I'm going to do is to just come in by half an inch, and I'll just come curve it to the down part. So basically we have our collar stand. So I want to use this opportunity to cut the collar itself. So I'm going to create a starting line. So I'm just going from the edge of the paper, I'm going to go up by 3 inches. This does not matter. Instead of me refolding the paper, that's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to go up by 3 inches so I can use it as a basis to cut my collar itself. So I don't need to refold the paper. That's why I'm doing this. So I just want to get a straight line so it to be accurate. So now that I've gotten the straight line, so that line will act as the starting point for my collar. So of course I'm going to remeasure the half of my neck width, which is 9 inches. That's what I'm doing. So I will just continue with that. I'm not adding any allowance yet. So now you will now determine the height of your collar. For me, I want my collar to be 2.5 inch. It will not be too big and it will not be too small. Some use 3 inches, but if it's more than 3 inches, it's already becoming too big. So I'm just going to rule that 3 inches. So this is the height of my collar. So on the down part, you are going to go in by 1 inch. We want to get our that pointy part in the collar. So you're now going to connect it to the upper part, that 9 inch. So it will give you this tiny triangle shape. So in the midpoint, you are going to come up by half an inch. At the midpoint, come up by half an inch. You will just use your curve rule and curve it in. Make sure you use your curve rule to curve it in. It gives it a very good shape. And they are basically done. So you just cut it out. So this is our collar stand and our collar. Remember, I didn't add any allowance yet. It was exactly what I measured on my neck as my neck width for the shirt. That is what I'm using to cut the collar stand and the collar itself. So you're just going to cut it out gently. Make sure, especially that collar stand, make sure it doesn't shake when you're cutting it. So you're now going to trim that curved part. You can leave it like that, but me, I want it to be curved, so I'll trim it out. So this is how my collar stand is looking. So I'm also going ahead to cut my collar itself. It is very simple. If you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do this. I provide timely tutorials and they are usually very easy to understand. So now this is our collar and this is our collar stand. You know it's on paper I cut it. So I'm not going to take gum stay. You can use collar stay or gum stay, but me I'm using gum stay here because there's no collar stay around. So I'm using gum stay. So you're just going to fold your gum stay into two and you use the paper to cut it out. Exactly. Don't add any allowance to it. Cut your collar stand itself. So you're now going to take your fabric. You are going to iron the gum stay. You know there is a gummy part. Iron it. After ironing it, make sure there is space when you're ironing it. You will now trim it. Make sure you leave half inch around whatever the gum stay that you ironed. Make sure there's half inch round for the collar and the collar stand itself. It is that half inch you use to attach your collar to your cloth. So now that I've ironed it and I've trimmed it and it's 1 inch round, I hope you can see. So I'm now going to place that fabric and the gum stay on another fabric and cut out the exact measurement so that one will be the covering. I hope you understand. There will not be gum stay in that one. So you are going to use it as a pattern to cut it. That's what I'm doing now. I just place particular fabric that I've ironed gum stay on, I place it on another fabric and I'm cutting it out now. Whatever I do for the collar itself, I will do for the collar stand. So there will be two pieces of fabric exact size. One will have gum stay and one will not have. I hope you understand. So this is it. I use pin to secure it so that it will not shift. I do the same for the collar stand. Can you see it is two? So you're now going to fold the collar stand into two. It's very important. Fold it into two and you get the midpoint. When you get the midpoint, notch both the up and the down part. It is important you do that because it will guide you when you are attaching the collar to your shirt. I hope you understand. So you are just going to notch it gently. So after notching it now, you open it up and this is how it's looking. So you are now going to go to your machine now. I've pinned the two together. So you will start from the down part. Sew it. Make sure you follow where the gum stay is. And it's the pointy part you are sewing. You are not going to sew that curved part. Do you understand? It's that curved part you will not sew. You will only sew the pointy part and the flat part. So I've sewn it now, I've turned it and I've ironed it. After ironing it, I notched it and this is how it's looking. You can see how beautiful it is. So you're now going to open your collar stand now. Make sure the curved part, that part that is curvy, is facing up. It's very important. If not, you'll be confused. That part, there's an edge that looks that is curved on the top part. That's the one that will be facing up. So you are now going to place one part of your collar stand down. You place the collar and you now place the other part of your collar stand on top. Make sure that the part that you are placing on top or as your collar stand is the one that have gum stay. There's an half-inch allowance, so that will guide you when you are sewing. So you are just going to use pins and secure everything together. Then you are now going to follow the gum stay pattern and sew it. So you are going to sew towards the edge of the gum stay. Just sew it, short it and turn it and give it a good press. So I'll go back to my shirt now, fold my neck into two again and notch the midpoint. So this is how my collar is looking. So you are going to open here, starting from the inside. You are going to notch, remember you notch the collar stand, the down part. So you are just going to pin it. Just make sure it's aligned, the midpoint aligned. And you pin it around. Make sure you are sewing from inside out, please. Inside out. So you are now going to pin it together. So after pinning it now, this is how it's going to look. You take your time to pin it. It's better you pin it, then you now sew it. After sewing it now, this is how it's looking. So you're now going to turn it to the right side now. Push the allowance in. The gum stay will act as a border for you and you will just top stitch on it. If you do it this way, your collar will be neat both in and out. That's why I say you should sew it from the inside out. So you are just going to top stitch on it. Can you see it? So you just top stitch on it. It is very, very good. It is really, really nice. So this is how our collar is looking. So I'll go and give it a good press.